The Health and Safety First Aid Regulations 1981 outline employers' legal responsibilities regarding first aid provision in the workplace. These regulations set the foundation for ensuring that every workplace has the right level of first aid equipment, facilities and trained personnel to respond effectively in an emergency. The First Aid at Work Regulations 1981 apply to all workplaces regardless of size or industry. They place a duty on employers to provide adequate and appropriate first aid arrangements based on the unique risk assessments in their working environment. This means that employers must conduct a first aid needs assessment to determine what level of first aid coverage is required. This assessment should consider factors such as size of the workplace, the type of work being carried out, potential hazards, and the history of workplace accidents. The goal is to ensure that employees receive immediate and effective first aid if they become injured or unwell at work. One of the key requirements under these regulations is that employers must have an appropriate number of trained first aiders. The level of training required will depend on the level of risk in the workplace. In a low-risk environment, such as an office, an appointed person may be sufficient to take responsibility of first aid arrangements. However, emergency first aid at work or first aid at work personnel must be trained on site in higher risk environments such as construction sites or manufacturing plants. Employers must also provide adequate first aid equipment. This includes ensuring that all first aid kits are easily accessible, clearly marked and stocked with the appropriate supplies for the risks present in the workplace. The British standards recommend contents based on the workplace size and risk level. In high-risk industries, additional provisions such as critical injury kits may be required to manage severe trauma cases. Beyond equipment and trained personnel, workplaces must also have suitable first aid facilities. This may include a dedicated first aid room in workplaces with a significant risk, where employees can receive medical attention in a clean and safe environment. It is also important to note that the Health and Safety Executive, the HSE, provide guidance on first aid arrangements and regularly update best practice. Employers must stay current with the regulatory changes and industry requirements to ensure they comply with the law. Failure to comply with the Health and Safety First Aid regulations can result in serious consequences, including fines, legal action, and reputation damage. More importantly, inadequate first aid provision can lead to preventable injuries becoming life-threatening due to delays in emergency care. Ultimately, these regulations ensure that every workplace is prepared for medical emergencies. By understanding and following the requirements, employers can create a safer working environment, protect their employees, and ensure that help is always available.